I received an email that said that tiny traces of known carcinogens exist in cosmetics, and this is unsafe. Is this true? Actually, this is false and misleading information that's designed to frighten you, not give you information. Here's an example. What is acetaldehyde? Well, it's a naturally occurring carcinogen found in most fruits and many vegetables. It even exists normally in organically grown and certified foods. So even organically grown foods also contain naturally occurring carcinogens. In fact, they contain many different carcinogens. Now this is because most carcinogens are naturally occurring. Even so, they don't pose a big risk because they occur in very low concentrations. And concentration is the key. Carcinogens don't cause cancer if the exposure is kept to low levels. Now this is something that many don't understand. Just because something could cause cancer does not mean it will cause cancer. First, exposure must be high enough, and exposure must occur for long enough, or cancer is a pretty unlikely outcome. For instance, many foods, including mushrooms and apples, contain significant amounts of naturally occurring formaldehyde. And USDA organic pineapples and tomatoes contain naturally derived 1,4-dioxane. But don't worry, these carcinogens exist in small quantities and considered to be safe by scientific experts, so they are not expected to be harmful. So clearly, just because a substance contains a known carcinogen or one that's linked to cancer does not mean it will cause cancer. These types of frightening sounding claims are often used by fearmongers to deceive the public. Now I hope we can all agree. Mushrooms and pineapples don't cause cancer, even though they contain known carcinogens. Fear-based activist groups such as the Environmental Working Group don't want you to know these facts, so you'll never hear them from them. Why? They deceive people by telling them there is no safe level for carcinogens, which is a load of baloney. A substance can only become carcinogenic when safe concentrations are exceeded, and usually for prolonged periods. These substances are not automatically cancer-causing and therefore dangerous, as these deceivers pretend. They demonize these substances and warn people they must avoid them completely, but that's just their money-making game of fear. Unfortunately, they've been very successful fooling the general public into believing this myth. All people, even babies, breathe out tiny amounts of formaldehyde. That's because our body makes and uses formaldehyde to build proteins and other beneficial substances it needs to function and to live. So formaldehyde isn't automatically capable of causing cancer and only becomes a significant cancer risk in concentrations that are many, many thousands of times higher than what would ever be found in nail polish or preservatives, which are two sources most cited by these fearmongers. Now, why do fear-based activists intentionally deceive people in this way? They know by frightening people, it's easier to get money or donations from them, which is what floats their boat, so to speak. That's why I recommend that you never give any fear-based activists any money for any reason. Because after they pay themselves, they'll just use the rest to create more deceptions and unwarranted fear. That's because their business model is exactly that, and that's why they can't be trusted to provide the facts.